Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm playing some life gain on the best of one ladder in standard. And the reason I'm doing that is because I realized I haven't made a video with Halia since Edge of Eternities came out. I absolutely love this card, and surprisingly, I haven't played any life gain with it on camera. So let's do a quick video showcasing how awesome Halia is. Now, this is Mono White Lifegain. It's not such a difficult thing, so I'm not going to talk too much about the deck. You have your ways of gaining life with all of your one drops, very, very simple. You have your Ajani's Pridemate and your Essence Channeler, which are going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger every time you gain life. These are your big threats. Additionally, Exemplar of Light does a similar kind of thing, gets bigger every time you gain life, but it also draws us a card whenever we put a +1/+1 counter on it once a turn, but still it is going to be a very big threat in the air. We also have Linden in here to gain us a little bit of life, and then Shelter by Ghost, because of course you got to play Shelter by Ghost. But Halia is the reason I'm playing this deck today, because this card is pretty sweet. It is a Warp 1 3/3 for 3. It says whenever another creature enters the battlefield or an artifact, you gain a life, and then at the end of your turn, or beginning of your end step rather, draw a card if you gain 3 or more life. We're going to be gaining 3 or more life. Of course, Halia is acting essentially like a Hinterland Sanctifier, gaining us life when creatures enter the battlefield, and then drawing us cards. That's what we want in this deck. Sometimes we run out of steam, so having access to a card that finds us so many cards is going to be fantastic in the deck. The other controversial card that I'm playing in the deck is Leyline of Hope. I know some decks are not running this one, but I believe in the Leyline of Hope. Having just one of these on the field can really help your life gain strategy and make all of your 1/1s a lot more powerful in the mid game. Getting up to 27 life, not that difficult with this deck, so I think we should be able to turn this on. Having this in your opening hand is going to be very powerful. And then the other thing is we are playing 2 copies of Starting Town. Playing 2 copies of Starting Town because this allows us to do a little bit of damage to ourselves. If we have an Essence Channeler on the field, that first line of text, as long as you've lost life this turn, this creature has Flying and Vigilance. So I don't need the full 4 of, but I think 2 Starting Towns in the deck is kind of neat. So that's life gain. You've probably faced it a million times. That's the deck. Next, what I want to do is I want to head on over to Untapped, and I want to take a look at this deck on Untapped before we jump into some games. Now, this right now is currently sitting at a B tier according to Untapped, from Diamond to Mythic. The performance on this deck is a little bit all over the place. I think it's probably as low as 53% and as high as 57% win rate on some of the decks when you kind of break it all down. But what I want to look at is this right here. On Untapped GG, you can look at the archetype matchups, and unfortunately this is a paid feature, I believe, but I wanted to show you what the life gain decks are dealing with, and it's not too surprising. Of course, we have some really good matchups against like Mono Black Skeletons and Gruul Delirium, but these are very low represented decks in the format, so it's not really worth talking about. Instead, we should be looking right here and right here. Of course, your life gain deck is going to do very well against your burn and your aggro matchups. If they get a, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what it's called. Screaming Nemesis. That's the card. I completely blanked on it for some reason. Of course, if they get that on the field and they are able to ping it and deal damage to us, it's going to be very difficult for our deck to function, because it basically turns off the deck. However, most of the time we can either Shelter by Ghost that Screaming Nemesis, you just hold your Shelter by Ghost for that card, or you're able to do enough damage or gain enough life before they can get the Screaming Nemesis thing online. Next, also doing fairly well against Prowess and Sephiroth. I think Prowess has the same problem as the mono red decks, and then Sephiroth is playing very limited interaction. So once we've grown something very big, we just keep attacking in with it. They keep throwing things in front of it. We gain a whole bunch of life. They just can't really keep up with the strategy that's going on there. And then the one that's a little bit surprising is the mono green Landfall, doing very well against Landfall. And I think, again, that's because, well, we have Shelter by Ghost, which is really good to interact with their big threats. And then once we have a big wide board, we're gaining enough life that things like the Chocobo and the Ice Till Explorer or whatever, they're just not going to be impactful enough in the matchup. We can basically ignore them and just keep swinging in with our little beaters in the air. But where things start to get a little bit bad as we move closer to 50%, this is what you would expect. Eventually we get into control. And that's where this deck is going to fall apart. Some low represented matches here with the Sultite control and Dimir control, but as we go a little bit further, you're going to hit your Esper Mill, Dimir Mill, which is essentially a control deck. Jeskai artifacts, also control. Jeskai control, and Azorius control. All of these are very low win rates, and the reason is, well, we just can't deal with board wipes. If we get hit by a Singularity Rupture, I think is what it's called, or get hit by a Star Cage or a Day of Judgment, it kind of ruins the plan. We're a deck that's just throwing everything onto the field and hoping for the best. And of course, if we run into these control matchups, things get a little bit funky. So anyways, I thought I'd show you the archetype matchups as they're represented on Untapped GG. Of course, this does not give an overview of the entire story, but it gives a pretty good average understanding of what is happening with life gain. Do let me know if you think looking at the archetype matchups is an interesting thing for videos, and if you'd like to see more of that in future videos. But that is enough for now. Let's head on back to the deck and jump into some games and see what we can do with Halia and some life gain on the best of one ladder in Standard. All right, still climbing the diamond ladder myself, trying to reach up into Mythic. Yeah, and this opening hand looks good. We have our Leyline of Hope on turn 1. That's what you want to see. We have a Healer's Hawksure, and then we can go out Essence Channeler probably next turn. See what the opponent is on. We want to run into not life gain. We want to run into some mono red opponents and hopefully out life gain them. That is the theory, right? Ooh. So I could take the risky line and go with the Halia. I think it's probably just the Essence Channeler though. Start getting this big. Yep. Gain 2 life, up to a 3/2, and we should be able to hit 27 life very quickly. Let's hope they have something. Oh, okay. I'm kind of fine with that. Our Healer's Hawk gets a little bit bigger, and we do not hit over here. Because I'm missing my lands, I think this time I am going to go out this way, gain a whole bunch of life this turn, and we're going to be at 27 right here. This Healer's Hawk is going to be hitting for 4. We're going to gain a card at the end of this turn, and this is looking pretty good. Ah, there it is. Cool. All right, we're set up for a pretty good turn 4, I suppose. Anyways, life gain. Let me know in the comments what you think about life gain, and I guess this is a pretty good spot to do my normal spiel. If you can, continue to help the channel grow. We're growing nicely, getting ever closer to like 950. Ah, the opponent sweeps up. So, subscribe up. Subscribing up is fun. Look at that. Give me a subscribe or whatever for the victory there. Like the channel. And or like the video, whatever you want to say. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. And of course, give me a comment about what you think about life gain. I guess I kind of botched that channel sell at the end there. The opponent scooped up too quickly. I was hoping that they were going to play a little bit more and I was going to be able to rant and rave on about subbing up and helping the channel grow and all that stuff. And then they just scooped. How could they do that to me? All right, Healer's Hawk onto the field. This Halia is going to have to do some heavy lifting, going to have to find us some good stuff because we are sitting on some heavy lands. The deck only playing 20 lands. When I looked at decks, the life gain decks and what they are like right now, I was really surprised to see that the life gain decks have moved to just 20 lands. Some of them are running 22, but it seems like the majority of them in Best of One have agreed that 20 lands is where they want to be. Okay. We'll put out a Halia, try to gain 2 life from this thanks to our Leyline of Hope. Makes gaining 3 life a little bit easier. If they have a way of removing the Healer's Hawk, we won't easily be able to draw a card. Yeah. So how badly do I want to draw a card? Pretty badly. So I think I put out the other Halia. Gain, which is actually kind of cool. That's a lot of life. And we draw a card, and it's an Ajani's Pridemate. And we can still put out the Halia on the following turn because it is 3 mana, it's warped away. The other one died, which is interesting. Because it died, it goes to the graveyard, something I didn't consider, but it is what it is. Oh, man. Okay, I think I have no choice but to do this. And unfortunately not gaining a little bit of life. It would have been nice to have, oh man, a Sanctifier there would have been really great. Putting out the Sanctifier, putting out the Ajani's Pridemate, and really going to town. We gotta hit 0 lands from this point forward. Screaming Nemesis, that's scary. We can't block it, obviously. Really? Really? Okay, it's fine. Ajani's Pridemate We gain a little bit of life. It goes up to a 3/3. I attack in with the 3/3. I'm not too worried about what the opponent's doing. There's no way I'm blocking with that card. And I just... What do we need to see off the top? Oh, honestly, we kind of need to see runner cards. Another yeah, Halia would be okay. Another Halia would be just fine. They're digging. They find another mountain. Okay. They get in for 6, getting us a little bit further away from that 27 sweet spot, which is where we want to be. I'm not throwing the Pridemate in front of that, obviously, and I'm just hoping that they don't have a lightning strike. If they have the lightning strike for the Ajani's Pridemate, this game is probably over. Although they're looking at the Halia, they might be thinking about using a strike on the Halia to prevent our card draw and our life gain, which, okay, I could get behind that. They could have done that during combat to get an extra point of damage on the Emberheart Challenger. They opted not to. So here's the position. Do you put out... Yeah, I guess you put out the Healer's Hawk. I was going to say, like, do you hold back the Healer's Hawk because you want to maybe get a Sanctifier on the field and then gain life with the creature entering? But we don't have that. We can't guarantee that we're going to draw it. So I think we just have to put it out, attack in, try to gain life with the Healer's Hawk lifelink, and then grow the Ajani's Pridemate. That's the only way we're winning. And however, if they decide to start keeping the Screaming Nemesis back, we're in trouble. Like, this draw has been really bad. However, ooh, do you warp it? I think I warp it. Yeah. And then attack in with both. Gain up to 15. And then we draw a card. I'm going to hold on to the plains. Okay, there's a starting town. Starting town maybe can be important in the future. If we end up finding the Essence Channeler, we can give the Essence Channeler flying thanks to the starting town. The opponent also not really drawing that well. Oh, see, that's good, though. Them being able to hit my Healer's Hawk is going to be a big problem for me. And a second Screaming Nemesis, they have... How much damage do they have? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. If they decide to go face with the bolt, that's 14 damage. The opponent also mathing it out right now. So if they go face, 14, take me down to 1, I can then attack, but I don't have enough damage because I'm only going to be able to grow this Ajani one more. Yeah, one more. Unless I find... What do I need? I need like a Sanctifier off the top. I need... Sanctifier is really good. Leonin Vanguard would be not so bad. I need to gain a whole bunch of life. I don't think... They could just hit the Screaming Nemesis with the bolt and turn off my life gain. Sure. That's probably the smarter play in the end. It's still... No, of course you do that. You do that every single time. What am I saying? Doing the 2 damage to your face, to my face, is the same as doing 2 damage to the Screaming Nemesis. Wow. I think I'm turning off my life gain in that position. Okay. In the end, it's not really going to matter because... Oh, you know what would have been great is a Sheltered by Ghost. A Sheltered by Ghost there would have actually been exactly what the doctor ordered. Now, no attack. We draw a card. Hinterland Sanctifier, but I don't think I can survive this turn. I can still gain 2 life with the Healer's Hawk blocking the Emberheart Challenger, for example. The opponent really should have put... now we're dead. Because... oh my god! 3 Screaming Nemesis, the card that is the life gain deck's Nemesis. What can you do when you're flooding out and they draw 3 of the Nemesis? Oh my gosh. There's no way. Yeah, you just attack all out. No matter what I do here, like I block here, I block here, I block here, but they have more than enough damage. We gain a little bit of life. They ping us for 1 to the face, sure, and then they bolt wave us. Holy cow. Alright. Is what it is. Sometimes it's not a 100% win rate against mono red. This doesn't help anybody win. All right, so apparently the ladder is just full of people trying to aggro it down with mono red. So we should be well positioned to climb. We'll see though. Oh, okay, a little sketch, but I think this is going to be okay. We need to hit the third land. If we hit a third land for Linden, this hand gets real crazy real fast. What do you think about the starting town? Do you think the starting town is going to be a detriment to us in the end, or because it does come in tapped? I kind of debated whether or not I wanted to run like the full 4 of, but in the end I thought just 2 is going to be enough. It's kind of cute. Oh, okay. So I think in this position you Halia, you Leon and Vanguard. We're gaining life. We're losing life. We attack in for 1, and Halia is going to draw us into our third land. Or an uncastable Ley Line of Hope. That's cool. It's fine. Intrepid Paleontologist. And the opponent going to have a little bit of an opportunity here because we have missed on our land. I'm going to get in with the Vanguard. If they want to block the Vanguard with the Paleontologist, they can absolutely do that. That's their ramp. They're maybe playing Dinosaurs, which after this week I'm going to be a little sweaty. This week I'm going to play a whole bunch of meta decks. I'm going to play, obviously, the Lifegain deck today, then probably see how the Burn or the Boros Burn decks are doing in the format, and then I'm going to probably play one more try-hard meta deck to round out the week. This week I kind of wanted to go sweaty. And then the following week, probably I'm going to get a little bit fun and do some interesting decks. And Dinosaurs is definitely one of those decks that has been on my radar. By the way, look at that. Whew. That's cool. Predator Ooze. Whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever this creature is dealt damage by a creature this turn, whenever a creature dealt damage by this creature this turn dies, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Oh my gosh. Do you know what card just completely stops our Ajani's Pridemate? That card. So, what do? Do we go the Linden? Yeah, you go the Linden path, right? And then you attack in with some creatures and gain a whole bunch of life and then go from there. I don't think I'm going to Sheltered by Ghost yet, but oh man, I absolutely love that. That's something. Do I attack with everything? I think I do attack with everything. It'll give me another trigger on the Linden, so we'll go up to 28 life, 29 life with the Healer's Hawk hit, and this is now a 9/9. Of course, they can put the Predator Ooze in front of the Ajani's Pridemate. I'm wondering, okay, good. I'm fine with them putting the Recruit in front of the Vanguard because I'm sitting here with the Sheltered by Ghost, and I don't really want to put a +1/+1 counter on anything that they have. Maybe that's aggressive throwing away one of my life gain sources, but we have so much life gain right now that I think we're fine. Linden by herself is just going to gain us so much life. And then next turn, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do. Okay, well, sometimes you got to read a card. Another indestructible card. Oh, thank goodness we draw the Essence Channeler because we are not getting through anything. And unfortunately, this thing has reach. Okay, Sab Sunan can't attack or block unless it has an even numbers of counters on it. 0 is even. So currently, this is online. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on Sab Sunan. Then, if it's an odd number, draw 2 cards. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. Okay, so let's do this. We do this. We attack with the Pridemate only because they can't kill it. This is going to trigger the Pridemate and the Essence Channeler. Next turn, their Sab Sunan will not be able to block. Hopefully that'll give me a little bit of an opening to get in. I do have the starting town. The starting town I can use to give my Essence Channeler flying. And it's possible with a full-on attack, we can probably squeeze in enough damage. Linden's going to attack, like, attacking here with everything, +5 to Pridemate, +5 to the Essence Channeler, and then if we can find another way of gaining a little bit of life, I can use the Sheltered by Ghost to get rid of the Predator Ooze. Like, there's things that are happening here that maybe we can sneak through some damage and actually win a little bit. Win a little bit. I don't know. Do a little bit of damage. I don't know if I can win on the next turn. That's the idea here. Man, the opponent's playing a cool deck, though. You never expect to go up against a Predator Ooze and a Sab Sunan. Luxa Embodied? Sure. I mean, this card always impresses me. Every time I see this card, it's kind of cool. Yikes. Okay, well, things have changed. Let's put our 1/1/1 counter over here. They had the Archdruid's Charm. Puts a +1/+1 counter on Sab Sunan. It allows it to attack now. Oh my. So, the opponent doing cool stuff. I think now I have to Shelter by Ghost this thing. Yeah. Okay. So there's no point in taking damage. Am I gonna put this on the Pridemate? Yeah, we're gonna put it on the Pridemate. Sure. And then we attack. I don't know if I'm willing to attack with the Linden, because I'd rather not risk them double blocking with Paleontologist and the Ooze to lose that. But I could have attacked with the Linden. They have to put the Ooze in front of the Pridemate. That was dumb. I attacked too hastily. Okay. If only this were an Essence Channeler and I could be guaranteeing putting these +1/+1 counters on something else, but unfortunately that's not the case. The opponent really playing cards that are a thorn in our side. Now, this Leyline of Hope might actually be my only hope. Please give me a land. Okay. Leyline of Hope. Awesome. How much are we attacking for? Lethal? 4, 7, no air blockers. Cool. All right. We can tech all out. It doesn't matter. They don't have lifelink. Can't do anything about the 10 damage in the air, and we get there. That's a pretty cool little win. Okay, Godspeed. Very, very fun deck. Very cool. I was kind of hoping that these games would go a little bit faster. I got stuff to do. But some of these games are a little bit dragging. All right, so we got Halia and we got an Ajani's Pridemate, but we don't have any of our enablers. But we do have a little bit of removal. I think it's fine to keep this. We are against... Not what I was going to say. I thought we were against the mirror. Oh, you hate to see it, right? You hate to see the Leyline of Hope be your eighth card. Oh, it crushes you. It's aggravating. Okay, we are against Azorius Enchantments, and honestly, Azorius Enchantments might be our undoing. That's a very, very powerful deck. If I go out with the Halia, I only gain 2 life, so I think it's Ajani's Pridemate this turn, and then we'll go from there. If they have the Shelter by Ghost, we're going to be in big trouble. We might have to do our own Shelter by Ghost, Healer's Hawk, Shelter by Ghost kind of thing, and I don't really like that. I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen here, though. Inquisitive Glimmer, they can still play a Shelter by Ghost. Okay, they put the +1 on the Tamer. They're going to attack in with the Tamer. Yes, here we go. Okay, in for 3. Ooh, okay. So, now the question is... No, yeah, it's not really a question. It's Halia into Healer's Hawk into Healer's Hawk. Oh my gosh, all these triggers. Just let me play my cards. Okay, of course, auto pay, take a damage, it's fine, gain a life. We now have a 5/5 Ajani's Pridemate. I don't think I'm attacking. Of course you're attacking. They're going to put the +1 or the 1/1 Gremlin in front of it. They're going to have blockers for days. Did not expect that. And we have... Okay, Leonin Vanguard. Very good, very good. What do I want off the top? Maybe a 4th land. Probably a 4th land. We need to hit that. Then I could go out Halia into the Leonin Vanguard. That'll pump up my Ajani even more, and that will also allow me to draw a card for the following turn. Might have to do something about this wide board, though. I'm kind of looking at these Healer's Hawks and thinking that these Healer's Hawks might be the thing that have to go the distance. They now have a first striking Gremlin Tamer, though. Ethereal Armor. How much love do you have for this card? This is one of those cards that I adore. Oh, man. Okay, they don't seem to have too much, though, over there. I'm a little bit apprehensive about using this Shelter by Ghost. Enduring Curiosity. for 3 mana. Pretty good. Pretty good. So they're getting in for almost lethal. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay, so I think the plan actually now has to become gaining life with the Ajani's Pridemate. That wasn't my original plan, but I think that's where I'm at now. So let's put this. The thing is, they are going to be drawing so many cards that the odds of them not finding... Do I want to draw or do I want to gain life? I think I want to gain life. The odds of them not finding a card that gets rid of my Ajani's Pridemate is very low. And I'm getting in with everything. I guess they could block every... Yeah, this was maybe a little bit too aggressive an attack because they could block everything. Whoa. Okay. They wouldn't have had to put too much. I think I'm putting the Enduring Curiosity and the 2 Gremlins in front of the Ajani's Pridemate. A little bit surprised that they let that one through. Okay. This is the turn. This is a divisive turn. If we can get past their removal, we're probably fine, because then on the following turn we can do a lot of different things. We can go Halia into Healer's Hawk, gain more life. We can also maybe draw a land, put out the Leyline of Hope, get up to 27 life. There's the, so there's the Sheltered by Ghost. It kind of expected them to find that. Okay. No, I think we're probably a little bit cooked now. They drew so many cards. Enduring Curiosity. You want to talk about cards that are absolutely nutty and really powerful? This is the card. It's not underappreciated. In fact, none of the Enduring cards are underappreciated. They're great. People play them. They play them for good reason. And I think at this point, we're going to see one more draw, but probably I'm scooping this one up because, well, they're just going to attack for quite a bit of damage here. You go all out, opponent. Attack everything. Get in with the Gremlins, too. How much damage is this? This is not lethal. Okay. They're gaining life. But even if I find a Sheltered by Ghost, like, no, it's just over. We're going to see what we're drawing. We do find the land, but yeah, good on you, opponent. That is a neat deck. I love seeing the Auras deck. And especially pounding my face in. Ooh. I've kind of lost track of how many games I played. I think I played 4 games. And it's win, loss, I think. But actually now I'm kind of thinking maybe that's not the case. Maybe there was another loss in there? I'm going to have to go check the... Untapped. I keep talking about Untapped. Untapped records all your wins and your losses. So you can go over there and check out the games that you played. Maybe I'll go look at my matchups. Not focusing this morning. Oh, and now we're against the deck that ruins us. So we got to go fast. We're going to put out the Essence Channeler. We're going to attack in for 1, grow it up to a 3, and we got to hope they don't have a Star Cage. Supreme Verdict was the card I was thinking about earlier. Oh, that's actually kind of awful. So I don't like this. I don't like this at all, but I'm going to do it. Attack in. The Essence Channeler going to get a little bit bigger, up to a 6. And I just got to hope they don't have... Okay, well, they are on Jeskai. It could be Jeskai control. They don't have the turn 3. Do they have a turn 4 Day of Judgment, though? They have another High Noon. Ooh. I can't... Okay, this is fine. I'm just going to attack like this. Present lethal on board. If they have the board wipe, they have the board wipe. Next turn, if they are not able to wipe the board, then, or if they do wipe the board, then we can at least rebuild a little bit with this. There's the Day of Judgment. No, we can't rebuild with this because of... What? Man, imagine High Noon being the card that absolutely stonewalls you against 4 color control. Yeah. Yikes. I think this one's done. Okay, Linden's cool. I'll play out a Linden. Sure. We are again representing lethal on board for the following turn, assuming that this attack gets in and they don't gain any life. Okay. All we got to do is dodge another board wipe, but they're digging for 2 cards, 5 deep. they're gonna peel another Day of Judgment, I think. Ooh, this is just not my morning again. I've been having some really sketchy videos lately. Last week's Ouroboride video nearly did me in. Yeah, and that card completely stops us in our tracks. It's so great, man. This card. There's some of the cards that have been printed into Magic over the last couple years, like this thing for your control players is an absolute beast. Okay, well, Leyline of Hope, at least I can maybe get +2/+2 on all my stuff. But at the same time, like, I guess I'm attacking with the Linden. Because I have to go through the Biza, one way or another. So we gain 2 life. Biza and a fish can go in front of it. We remove the Biza. Oh no. Okay. Cards you don't expect opponents that are on this deck to be playing. That's absolutely insane. All right. Sure. We're going to see one more card. I don't, like I said, I got stuff I got to do this morning. I'm not going to drag this one out. Maybe I could, I have the Exemplar of Light. All right. No, we're going to keep going. If they counter it, maybe that's a different story. Oh, yeah. Imagine that. You're playing Board Wipes, Inevitable Defeat, and you're playing ways of countering stuff. Okay, I mean, this is cool. We're running into some neat stuff, but my goodness. Actually, I think this might be considered Jeskai Black. Somebody in the Discord mentioned Jeskai Black the other day. Maybe it was Callister. And I'm like, what is Jeskai Black? I've never heard of that deck. I have no idea. But apparently that's maybe what this is. We're so far under their thumb that I don't, there's nothing I can really do. I'll attack for 1. Sure. Boom. They might actually be able to dome us with these high noons. That's really cool. Oh, they just dome the... All right. I'm good. We're gonna toss this one in. GG to the opponent. What an interesting looking deck, and there's no way we're beating Super Control that's drawing well. Oh, cool land too. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I just checked. We have played 5 games. We've won 2, lost 3 now. So maybe Lifegain is actually not really well positioned right now. It's not feeling good. Of course, being on the draw, always the detriment of most best of 1 decks. I have been playing mostly in my free time. I've been playing best of 1, or sorry, best of 3, and best of 3's better. It's better. But I don't want to play best of 3 in standard because I don't really want to deal with VV matchups. They're just not fun for me. And so I've been playing best of 3 in historic and having a pretty good time. Okay. Let's do this again. What are they doing? They get, oh my gosh, what? Oh, all these opponents just have it, right? But yeah, I've been playing a lot of best of 3. Best of 3 is just, it's the best way to play this game, and unfortunately, best of 1 is the popular way of playing this, so I'm going to keep making content for best of 1. I don't want that because I need a land. And yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what the future holds. If something happens on December 10th, which is supposed to happen on December 10th, that's the magic day now, December 10th. Let's try to find a land. Hey, we get a land. In which case, are they gonna board wipe? See, here's the sucky position that this puts you in. You are only representing 4 damage on board. If you don't push a little bit harder, if I don't put out an Ajani's Pridemate or an Essence Channeler, they can just kind of be like, yeah, I'll take the 4 damage, go down to 13, not a big deal. I don't think that's good enough. And because you're not really pushing enough, and it gives them enough time to keep making their land drops and get into their board wipe range. But I mean, that's the deal you got to do with the control matchups, right? We didn't want to run into this. That's why I did the look at the archetypes at the start of the video, see what we don't want to face, and this is what we don't want to face. I'm not going to play anything out because I think the Sanctifier plus Ajani's Pridemate or Essence Channel is a pretty good follow-up on the next turn, assuming they have a board wipe. You got to assume that they have a board wipe. If they don't, and they do nothing, I need to hit the lands. I think this is actually one of the keys to this matchup. I need +2/+2. There's the Day of Judgment. I was going to say, if they didn't have the board wipe, I could go out with Halia and gain some life there. Let's go out just with a Primate. The top of the deck not really treating me very well. It's, what, we had a Shelter by Ghost and a Pridemate? I can't remember. Oh, I was scrying. I put stuff on the bottom. Okay, that's not bad. If I put out the Halia now, I'm going to gain 2 life, but 2 life is not 3 life for drawing. Demolition Field is useless for them. They did have the Anchorage. The Anchorage they can turn on as well, so I can't attack in with the Sanctifier. I have to be careful with that. If I put out the Leyline of Hope, I could pump up things. Yeah, let's put out the Leyline of Hope. If they counter it, then they can't really do anything over here with their lands. And then I can at least get in for 4 damage, take them down to 8. No more lies. Okay. So this is a free attack, I believe. Oh no, they have a Get Lost too. Eject, emergency eject. Destroy target non-land permanent's controller creates a lander token. Fine. Okay. This is probably over, right? At this point. As unfortunate as it is. This can go and get me a land on the next turn, so I think I just go Ajani's Pridemate, grow it a little bit. I'm not attacking in because they have the Anchorage still. They can turn that on and block my poor rabbit. But yeah, man, yeah, the Lifegain deck not really performing the way I had expected. You kind of, you know, when I'm going to play Lifelink, or Lifegain, it's a easy peasy deck. I should at least go 50%. But oh boy, not good. Not good. But again, it could just be the morning. It could be one of those days. Okay, we crack the lander. Go get our 5th land at the very least. Put that onto the field. And then, see, we draw our 6th land. So we may as well go out with the Halia. If it lands, it'll make the Ajani's Pridemate a 5/5. But, unfortunately, we're not drawing. Okay. I'm going to attack with the Ajani's. I think this is probably dead. Another eject. Ride's End this time, sure. So, because of that, I'm going to go out with the Essence Channeler and hope that they don't have a No More Lies. This gives me triggers on the Halia, and I can at least draw a card this turn. Okay. So, go to end step, draw. We have 2 Halias in hand. We don't really want those. Hey, the Shelter by Ghost, oops, sorry. So, the Shelter by Ghost could end up being good for a blocker. Nope, Day of Judgment. Whoo! Yep. Okay. Well, Halia and Essence Channeler would just keep rebuilding. How many board wipes could they possibly be playing, right? It's, they can't have all of them, right? Get lost. All right. So we're going to be building up the Essence Channeler the honest way with our map tokens. Hey, Healer's Hawk, I think I'm actually okay with. Sure. Stock up. Oh, man. Digging Deep, it's a good card to help them find exactly what they need for this Essence Channeler. Now they have a Fountain Port. The Fountain Port is actually pretty bad. We're going to Warp Halia. 3 steps ahead to counter and draw cards, of course. So, how boned are we? We're real boned. Oh, okay, well, there's another Halia. All right. Hit for 4. I suppose... I wonder if I should have put the sheltered and hit for 5, gone up to a 6. All right. Do you think our opponent has a win con? Well, I guess these are win cons, right? Ooh, my voice cracked there, by the way. Sorry. The opponent does have a win con. They have their land win con. You got me. You got me. You got me. We're now 2 and 4. We drop in ranks. Okay, last one. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, they really got to fix the standard meta. They got to get rid of VV so I can play best of 3 cuz I'm not strong enough to play best of 1. Okay, mulligan that one away. Yeah, that's fine to keep. And you throw away a land and you pray that they don't have any interaction. Give us landfall. Or not, yeah, landfall. Give us a landfall deck. That's not bad going up against Mono Red for our 7th and final game. Maybe the only deck that we have a slight chance of winning against, but even then, they have beat us in the past. Next turn, I don't think I want to run out the Essence Channeler right away. They're gonna have spot removal. Imagine that, Boros being the better life gain deck. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll put out the Sanctifier, and I'm going to not put out the Healer's Hawk this turn. Next turn, Plains, Essence Channeler, Healer's Hawk, gain as much life as I possibly can. Stromkirk Noble, again? Okay, that's a thing? This is just a thing now? Sure. Opponent up to 22, 25, sorry, up to 25, not 24. They're gaining tons of life. And at the very least, we can start gaining life now. So this is +2, gain on the Essence Channeler. This is +2, Essence Channeler. But the Essence Channeler is not out of range. Yes, this was the way I had to do it, and I don't like it, but yeah, let's just hope our Essence Channeler survives. That being said, if they kill the Essence Channeler, hopefully not with a Torch the Tower. Don't exile my boy. I get to put the +1/+1 counters onto the Healer's Hawk, and then having a 3/3 life-linking flyer is going to be pretty good with the Ley Line of Hope on the field. If I can get up to 27 life, then this game is probably just out of their reach. We do need to find... I need to find another 1-drop. Okay, so they did have a way of dealing with my poor Essence Channeler. That's not what I want to see, but it's not the worst. So we put out the Ajani's Pridemate, we start growing another creature. We get in here, that gives us 4 life. 4/4 Pridemate. 4/4 Pridemate is a lot more potent than a 4/3 Essence Channeler. This is going to be hard for them to get through, and if this grows a few more turns, then we'll be good. Now I don't know if I can attack with... Oh my god, they had the... What is with... Honestly, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I feel like my opponents today have been on some of their best draws. I don't know what's going on this morning, but holy cow, everybody's just drawing straight fire, and my deck is kind of sitting there with its head half caved in. They're not even playing optimally. Play out the Slick Shot and play the Shelter by Ghost. Get your pump for an extra 2 points of damage. What are you doing? But it's so... My draw is so bad that it doesn't matter. We're just dead, right? Let's see. Let's see if they peel action. Honestly, even if they peel a land, though, they turn on the Soul Stones. Okay, oh, that's pretty bad. They're up to 33. Wow. When you start recording with Lifelink, you do not expect to go 2 and 5 with Lifelink. This is like the worst Lifelink run I have ever had in my life. We're not dead. We're not dead. Okay. Ajani's Pridemate on the field, gain some life. Rune Lurker Bat on the field, gain some life. Okay. This next draw has to be massive for us. What do we need? What's the best draw in the deck? Halia would be pretty good. they get in with only the slick shots. Okay, no, they go in with the... Yeah. What did you draw, opponent? They don't go in with the Stromkirk, okay? So any spell is going to kill us here. So I have to block like that. I have to block like that, and I have to block like this. So it's over because I'm forced to block this way. Any spell would have killed me in the air with the slick shot, so I had to block them. I'm not going to put the Ajani's Pridemate in front of... Oh, no, I couldn't put it in front of the Higher Claw because they can pump the Higher Claw up to a 6/5. I knew there was some reason I didn't want to put it there. They draw the shock. They draw the shock. So they should have attacked with a Stromkirk. Yep. Okay. So we're still alive. We're still alive. Hey, Linden's okay. Linden would have been pretty cool a few turns ago. All right. So we are up to 4. If they draw nothing here... What am I talking about? Like, that's crazy draws, right? GG, opponent. Good game. Oh, boy. All right. Not going to be too upset about that, I suppose. All right, I was coming into this one saying, you know what, just play Lifelink. It's an easy way to climb. It's still good. I don't know. I haven't personally been seeing a lot of people talking about Lifelink. The stats say that it's not really doing well. And this game kind of, or this series of games kind of holds it up. Maybe not well positioned. Honestly, the deck felt like it couldn't get anything going. Maybe this configuration of the deck is not the best. Maybe you do need to drop the ley lines in the Linden and go a little bit of a different way. But holy cow, couldn't even beat Mono Red. Mono Red drawing straight fire and just blasting us down the whole time. This just didn't feel right. So because there is so much control in the format, and then of course my theory was, okay, there's a lot of control in the format, so that means a lot of red is going to come into the format to beat the control, so then we can bring this in to beat the red, but that didn't happen. And yeah, I don't know what to say about this. Apparently Mono White Lifegain not doing so well. I'm actually thinking about maybe redoing it, just sitting down for another 7 matches and seeing how it goes, but maybe that'll be for a future video. So for now, what do you think about Mono White Lifegain? Did I just run into a string of really bad matchups and there wasn't a whole lot I could do about it? Or is the deck not well positioned? Or did I do something wrong? I honestly don't think I was keeping hands that were too questionable, and the play line, I mean the play pattern of this deck is pretty linear, I think, for the most part. There were some choices where I could have put out a Pridemate over some other things, but I don't think there were a lot of things to be choosing. Don't know what happened. Anyways, that's it for this one. All the Lifegain pros, let me know down below, what did I do wrong, or are we just not playing Lifegain right now? Take care for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.